as we head into another stretch of hot and dry weather, many in the ag industry are still holding out hope.
Tonight, we continue our drought coverage in South Dakota. KELWAN's Sarah McDonald explains what one farmer and rancher southeast of Hamel is experiencing this year.
I spoke with Trent Kubik, who says a lack of moisture has been taking a toll, but also says another big factor is temperatures in the 90s and 100s. Trent Kubik is making a trip out to one of his pastures to check on a tank to make sure it's full of water for cattle.
And we had to just start hauling water about every 4 or 5 days. We bring another 2,000 gallons of water out.
He says this pasture has 2 stock dams, which they typically rely on for watering during the summer.
Usually we get a lot of snow in the hills that melts off and fills up our dams, and we just didn't have any of that snow melt that happened. So when we started out the year, they were already very low, and then the 90s and 100 degrees in June really hit it hard. The water's stagnant, not very good quality. Then you start worrying about cows getting stuck in the dam and other things. So that's why I brought the water caddy out. So that's where, we kind of cut.
He says alfalfa is a big crop for them, but a late frost hit that and stunted its growth.
Once it started to warm up at the end of May, bugs really hit our alfalfa pretty hard, so that reduced the first cutting. And then as soon as we took the first cutting off, that's when the rain shut off, and that's when the heat started.
When it comes to the wheat, it's about half of a crop compared to what they are used to seeing.
You know, a lot of hot wind when the wheat was flowering, so we have a lot of small kernels, shriveled kernels, which then equates to a pretty light test weight. The stuff we just did anywhere from 55 to 57 pounds for test weight, and about half yielded than what we're accustomed to.
Kubik says small amounts of rain here and there have been helping, but more moisture would be beneficial.
Last week we had about an inch of rain total here, which we were very thankful for, and that really just perked everything back up. But that's kind of the band-aid on this pretty open wound.
He says while they produce hay for their own cows, they also sell hay to people in other states. Right now, he says they might not sell much because they will need to keep it for their own cows.
Thank you, Sarah.